song to sing. One, two, three.
Takes five, and goodbye to A&M. Takes five, and we'll put over one more win. Takes five, Texas five. 4 sections that we love best. Give 'em hell, go Horns, go, and goodbye to all the rest. Yay, orange, yay, white, yay, Longhorns, fight, fight, fight. Takes five, yay, takes five. Takes five, yay, takes five.
Good morning, college football world. You are listening to another episode of the Big SEC podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Rich. We got my boy Izz over there here to talk about your Big Ten and SEC football needs. And we might talk a little basketball today. We're recording on a beautiful day here in Illinois. Still kind of warm for October, but we're enjoying it. Another great weekend of college football. Looking at this past weekend, we'll start with the Friday game. This was a hype game coming into it. It was an undefeated North Texas team versus the number 24 team in the land, South Florida. It was close in the first half. I believe it was South Florida was up 7 at half, and it ended up being 63-36, a rout by South Florida. On Saturday, we had Ohio State beating Illinois 34-16, handily, easily. Indiana going to Oregon, to the number 3 team in the country, beating Oregon 30-20, stunning them there. Really good game. Ole Miss beating Wazoo, Washington State 24-21, close game. Texas A&M beating Florida handily 34-17. We had Oklahoma losing to Texas in the red rivalry shootout 23-6. Good win for Texas there. John Mateer, he looked like he was hurt. He didn't look good. But moving on, Alabama.
Don't give me those excuses.
Alabama, number 8 team in the land at the time, beating Missouri 27-24. Really good game there. Texas Tech beating Kansas 42-17. Georgia beating Auburn 20-10. LSU beating South Carolina 20-10. And we had Tennessee beating Arkansas on a nail-biter 34-31. Georgia Tech beating Virginia Tech 35-20. And Michigan falling to USC 31-13 in LA. Notre Dame beating NC State 36-7. BYU beating Arizona 33-27. Utah beating Arizona State 42-10. We also had another ranked team go down, Colorado beating Iowa State 24-17. And we finish off the top 25 games with Pitt beating Florida State 34-31. So after going over that slate, Isley, was there any games that you wanted to speak on before we move on to our respective teams?
I mean, if we're the Big Ten SEC show, we have to start out with the biggest news out of either conference.
James
Franklin's gone.
Finally,
that's a terrible move.
You think so?
What else do you want from the guy?
To win the big games, to take the step that Michigan took, that Ohio State's been took, that the elites of the Big Ten took already, that he hasn't in 10 years.
But how many? But first of all, he hasn't been there for 10 years.
How long has he been there?
It took Harbaugh how long to finally win the big games?
It took him about 10 years.
It took
not even 10 years. It took him 7-8 years.
So it took a foot in the ass from TCU, who then got the doors blown off.
We were in the playoffs. We were in the fucking playoffs when it was 4 teams.
They were just a play away from being in the national title game.
That was the step we needed to get to the playoffs.
Penn State was just a play away from making the Natty.
For this first time in how long? They have not been this close in how long?
Plenty of teams haven't been this close because we just got a 12 team.
When they're an elite team in the Big Ten, they're supposed to be this elite powerhouse.
Brother,
he wasn't getting it done.
He just was one play away from a natty.
Okay.
How many coaches can literally say that? No. How many coaches can say that?
You can say that about Texas,
and you
but what
fire
are they
them
doing this year? They were 2 years in a row they were a play away from a natty.
And do you think we're even considering firing Sark?
No, because Sark brought y'all back. Penn State has been back. They have been a winning program for the last however many years he's been there, but they just haven't made that jump that they
because of
want.
him. And guess what? They have no
He's
absolute
won
respect
2
for
games against the top 10.
Listen. You're thinking about on the field. He is the reason no one talks about all that sexual bullshit that happened at Penn State. He got Penn State out of what should have been the deadfall of that football team. That program should have been dead. It should have been dead.
He did.
And they've always been a top 10, 15 football team. You know how hard that is?
Yeah.
When you're Penn State and you're not in Ohio State or in Oregon. Like, what
Penn
are they
State
doing?
Is up there as a perennial football program.
Penn State hasn't been Penn State since the 80s, brother. It's been Penn State in
Are we
name.
kidding? Like,
when did Paterno win his last natty?
I don't even know.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Penn State is a very, very good program with a very, very good coach. Not everyone can get they don't even have top 3 recruiting classes, top 5s, like all the big schools. Like, they got to temper expectations. That's a terrible fire. Because now the rumor is they're going to go swing for Marcus Freeman. You think he's going to leave? Like, they have no backup plan. You don't fire a guy who almost got you to a national title.
I saw this morning, too, that they're going to try and swing for Lane Kiffin, too.
Like, what are they doing? There's no backup plan. They're going to end up having to elevate some offensive coordinator that's going to be awful, and now they're just going to go downhill. That's a terrible.
Okay, so do you see that this fire is sending them down a black hole?
Yes, because they're not going to get a Marcus Freeman. They're not going to get a Dan Lanning. They're not going to get a Lane Kiffin. It's just not going to happen. There's no one out there. Like, who is there to hire? So you think they should have
stuck it out with Franklin?
There's no reason not to. You are always in the cusp of championship contention, and when there's 100,
I didn't think they were going to do
like 150, when there's like 152 D1 schools, if you're always in contention or looked at as a potential national contender, you don't fire those guys. No. That's ridiculous.
And I saw that a part of his contract said that he has to either find another coaching job or he has to go on as a broadcaster or something to get his buyout.
He has to make the attempt. He does not have to get hired.
So he just has to make the attempt.
He just has to interview.
That's actually funny.
That's a terrible fucking fire, bro. I'm sorry, but just everyone just thinks winning is so easy when you're not in the locker room.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Like they play in the Big Ten where you can lose 2 conference games to really great teams, and then you're out of, like, what are we doing?
That's fair. I don't blame you on that.
Terrible. That is an awful, terrible firing, and I don't care. I get he can't win big games. You can knock him for that. You don't fire good to great coaches. He's not elite. But you don't just when there's no one else just sitting out there. Like, no one of even his caliber is going to fall in his lap, in Penn State's lap. There's no one out there unless Marcus Freeman gets a wild hair up his ass and leaves Notre Dame. And why would any coach want to leave Notre Dame?
Literally. I feel like that's
especially
just
go to Penn State.
I feel like that's a lateral.
It's not even a lateral. It's a downgrade. That's Notre Dame.
When has Notre Dame been? Yeah,
they've been to 2 national titles.
When was the other one?
When they played Bama. They've been to 2 natties in the last 15 years. Like Notre Dame, give or take, with Teo. Like Notre Dame is.
Give me another Notre Dame player. You just said, give me another Notre Dame player
on that team.
Just an elite Notre Dame player that's came out in the last 15 years that Penn State hasn't produced. Penn State has came out with.
Who cares? With
elite players
what you're producing. We're talking about teams and programs
I feel like you
who are more.
Penn State. It's Penn State, the Nittany Lions, bro.
Brother, they haven't had the team success Notre Dame has had, or even remotely close. And Notre Dame consistently has better recruiting classes, almost exclusively by name or by people who are just Catholic.
Let's pull up the fucking recruiting class.
Notre Dame has been more successful than Penn State, point blank, period. Why would he downgrade? It's Notre Dame, dog.
It's Penn State, dog.
Penn State's not a bigger program than Notre Dame.
We're gonna start back from what?
Is Penn State a bigger program than Notre Dame?
I would say they're almost equal, about equal.
Are you? When did you start watching college football?
We're going back right now to recruiting class.
This is Notre Dame, Rich.
Starting in 2018. Penn State, higher recruiting class than Notre Dame. 2018. 2019. Hold on now. 2019, Penn State, another recruiting class ahead of fucking Notre Dame. That's 2 years in a row. Let's go to 2020. Penn State, again, ahead of Notre Dame in the recruiting class. Like, Penn State is up there with Notre Dame, in my opinion. They're the same.
No, they're not. What are you talking about?
They are, bro.
No, they're not. Penn State's not a blue blood. This is Notre fucking Dame, Rich.
Oh, man, bro.
We're talking about Notre Dame.
You act like Penn State doesn't hold that weight.
They don't.
You really don't think so?
Penn State does not hold. No, to kids who are 17 and 18 making college decisions, it's Notre Dame. It's always been Notre Dame. Even when Notre Dame's bad, they get 5 stars. It's Notre Dame, bro. It's the gold helmet, the blue and white jerseys. Like, it's Notre Dame. They are college football royalty, even when they lose every game. That is Notre Dame.
I get that. That's fair.
It's just like USC hasn't been good in how long, and it's still USC. Like, these things don't change. Penn State cannot hold a candle to Notre Dame. It's Notre Dame Fighting Irish, dog. What do we? They have a fucking movie.
Okay, we're gonna move on. What other?
I just can't believe you said that's a lateral move. That's crazy.
Is there another game on the slate from last weekend that you would like to speak on from our respective conferences?
Holy moly! I mean, we got to talk about USC breaking the doors off your team.
We're gonna get there. Segment. We're gonna get
obviously there. The Indiana-Oregon game.
What about your
game? I mean,
how about we segue to this? How about your Texas Longhorns? How about the win? Let's hear about. First off, before we get there, we also do talk about basketball here, respectively. The preseason top 25 came out for the college basketball season. I know it's early. It's early. We got a little bit of time, but number 1 in the country. Like, I can't believe again, Purdue, number 1 in the country. They open up against Evansville on November 4th. They do return Trey Kaufman, Wren, Fletcher Lawyer, Braden Smith. They're going to be good again, as usual. Number 2, Houston. Number 3 is the defending national champions out of SEC, Florida. They have 2 transfers coming in as from Arkansas and Princeton, and Boogie Fland and Xavier Lee. They're going to be fucking good. UConn, number 4. St. John, number 5. Duke is number 6. And my Michigan Wolverines are number 7. We open up November 3rd at Oakland. Against Oakland. I just got to talk about this Michigan team really quick. I don't know if you've seen anything about basketball.
Mitch. Hey, Rich. Fuck all that bullshit. Texas women, number 4. Let's talk about some real hoops.
We're talking about men's basketball.
Let's talk about some real hoops.
Something you guys aren't good at right now.
Let's talk about some real hoops. Let's talk about some volleyball. Let's talk about some volleyball, boy.
Michigan Wolverines.
Let's talk about number 1 in the country, Texas volleyball.
Michigan went 27-10 last year. We lost in the Sweet 16. We have the point guard from North Carolina, Elliot Cadeau, coming from North Carolina. Roddy Gale returns. Namari Burnett returns. Yaxel Lennerborg coming from UAB, the number 1 transfer in the country coming there. And we got Morez Johnson Jr. I'm excited for this year's team. We're number 7. I just wanted to get at least the top 7 out of the way. We'll move on from that. But yes, we will be talking about basketball this season as much as we can. I'm more of the basketball guy. Izz is more of the football guy. So yeah, that is just a preview of the top 7 for this year's basketball season. Very exciting. So we'll move on now back to football. We'll go on and talk about Texas, Oklahoma. Texas beating Oklahoma 23-6. Izz, thoughts? I need your thoughts, concerns, if anything you want to say.
Let me Birdman hand rub for a second. What was all this shit everyone was talking about Texas after the Florida loss? Because I didn't see any of it after Saturday. I mean, I didn't see a fucking word. Oh, John Mateer was hurt. That's why they only put up 6 points. They put up 6 points because we bust his fucking ass. Because they couldn't do anything. Our defense suffocated them. Who is Jaden Ott, boy? He is the worst, most we talking about overhyped players. They thought they were just going to run up the score with Jaden Ott. And I think that man had, 6 yards Saturday? He has been terrible. Awful. They were talking about Mateer being a Heisman favorite. That man threw 3 BLTs. Straight fully loaded BLTs. He couldn't run the ball even when he tried. Everyone, his hand was hurt. Well, guess what? It's a Red River. If you're hurt and you can't play, you don't play. I don't want to hear the excuse. If they didn't clear him to play, if he wasn't healthy enough, they wouldn't have cleared him. They played who they played. He thought he was going to be Billy Badass and walk in there and just come into Dallas and win the Golden Hat. And guess what? You want to hear something crazy, Rich?
What?
By the time the Red River kicks off in 2026, it'll be just about 1,100 days since Oklahoma has scored an offensive touchdown against Texas.
Are you serious?
They have not scored since 2023. Oklahoma got on their high horse because they beat some shitty teams.
Whoa, relax.
You guys are extremely average.
We're not shitty, though, so.
Well, comparatively to championship contenders, But they beat a bunch of teams who aren't competing for championships, and the Sooners got on their high horse thinking they were back. And then they ran into who has been running shit the last 3 years in this rivalry, and new quarterback, new receivers, new defensive linemen, because we just get everyone drafted because Texas is D-line U these days, apparently, for defensive tackles. And our corner, Muhammad came back, had 2 picks. We beat the piss out of them. It was 6-0, and then afterwards they got boat raced 23-0. Like, their offense was awful.
Yeah, it was not good.
Even when they were driving, Texas was getting pressure. I think we sacked Mateer, 5 or 6 times? We pressured him the whole time.
He was in a cage.
He couldn't do anything. Their whole offense was in a cage. They got killed.
He was 20 for 38, 202 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Where was I going to say? He had 14 carries for 5 yards.
14 carries for 5 yards. And they talked to me like he was Johnny Manziel of Norman. Like
Arch was 21 and 27, 166, 1 touchdown. That's not too bad. But Mr. Wisner, right?
Wisner went crazy.
Yeah, 22 carries, 94 yards. Long was 37.
Yeah, Trey went crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
Michael Taft went crazy. Malik Muhammad went crazy. DJ Moore got himself a nice little.
Arch spread the ball.
Arch played well, man.
He
made a lot
spread
of
the
good
ball
decisions.
out. He hit. Holy crap! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
He played really well.
He hit 9 different receivers.
Yeah, he had 200 total yards of passing. He was efficient. 200 total yards, out of offense. I mean, the passing numbers don't look great, but when we get Trey Wisner to run for 94, boy, it's just what it should have been all year before Texas faltered against Florida, where this is the first or second best defense in the country. The only defense that you could argue is better is literally Ohio State. That's it. They had a bad showing last week, which you're in the SEC playing 12 games of hell or 9 games of hell in conference play. Plus we played Ohio State. You're bound to have a bad day. It just happens. Our offense just couldn't back up and help them.
I'm sorry. The way you dragged Florida, I thought you were going to kill them.
I thought we were going to smack Florida.
You were dragging DJ Flagway, boy.
DJ didn't beat us.
I'm just saying you was dragging him, dragging Florida through the mud.
Yeah, DJ didn't remotely beat us. DJ was not good. Like, he had 300 for 2 TDs, but it was a lot of short passes or wide open. Like, it's not like DJ
you just said 300
tight windowing us.
He played a good game, bro. Just say he played a good game.
He wasn't tight windowing us, Michael Penix in us. The biggest thing was he could use the play action to stall us because we couldn't stop the run.
Just say he played a good game. Give him his flowers.
No, he didn't play. He played a good, decent game.
Okay, there you go. That's all we need. That's all we need.
He played a decent game. So for the first time all year, DJ did not play like ass, and they won.
Exactly, like he was blind.
So he just played one not ass game, and it just happened to be against Texas.
It just so happened to be against Texas. Any more thoughts? What are your thoughts on the offense, on Texas's offense? Is there anything that you could see that could be better? Was there
absolutely.
Any bright spots you saw?
Trey getting going again was nice because we couldn't run the ball very well against Florida, and this is and Florida is not nearly as talented on defense as Oklahoma is. Like, hating aside, that's a really good front seven. It's one of the best front sevens in the country. So to be able to see us actually run the ball again was nice. I still think Sark just needs to kind of get away from some of these. We have a lot of swing pass, quick pass nonsense that we've been running, long developing plays when we were starting different linemen. Like, we've got guys hurt. We started a freshman at guard. These receivers have to pick it up, like, outside of Parker Livingston. I mean, him and Wingo are getting going a little bit, but these receivers don't start separating fast. We're going to be in trouble eventually. Yeah. These receivers cannot separate. Wingo can't separate. He's overly fast, but that doesn't matter when everyone knows you run a 4.240 basically, and they're just going to bracket you on the side that you're on. Like, we've got to get, and I don't, as much as I like them with Quinn, obviously I don't think it's not an Arch problem. It's like a receiver problem. But when we could do that fake toss, fake rollout, back throw, like, we could do that because we had crazy talent and guys were getting open. These skill positions aren't as good as last year. Our offensive line is not as good. Like, point blank period, the offense is not as good as last year, where we have those individual players who are just going to get open all the time. Like, we just don't have that this year. So I think Sark needs to kind of, I wouldn't say dumb it down, but just give Arch, some RPOs. Here's a one-read slant, or here's a pop to the tight end. If you don't like it, hand it off. If they collapse, just pull it. Like, give them some simpler RPOs. Don't do any more of this double motion, fake swing, turnabout. Hopefully the deep ball's there. Like, these receivers just can't separate like that. So I think he needs to get a little bit of the trickery out of the offense and just try to start playing in rhythm, even if it is just your typical dropbacks. Then I think we'll be all right. We really just need to make sure we can run the ball, because obviously you saw what happened against Florida. When we couldn't run the ball, we were screwed. We couldn't move the ball at all until the second half, and it was mostly into the third quarter, into the fourth. But so the defense is top 2 in the country. That's a defense that could get Texas into the playoffs, even with our 2 losses already. Like, the defense is that good. Yeah, like, the defense is that good. So it's really, if our offense can get a spark, dude, like, Texas can make the playoffs and be a team no one probably wants to play. We just have to keep working in practice and get some kind of rhythm. But yeah, that's really it. I mean, defense is the defense. It's second best, if not first in the country. Point blank, period. Don't care.
Don't care.
And then just, as long as Arch really just doesn't turn the ball over and we have a mediocre run game where we can extend drives, even if we're getting 3.
Yeah.
If we kick 5 field goals and score 15 points, our defense can win us a game. Like, obviously that's not ideal, but if we keep drives together and let that defense rest, they could legit carry us back into the playoff picture.
I agree with that. And looking forward, Texas this upcoming weekend, they play at Kentucky. Kentucky 2-3, 0-3 in the SEC. Texas is favored by 12.5. Texas favored by 12.5. The total is 42.5. I'd probably bang the over in that game. I'm not gonna lie. And probably Texas to cover.
So would
I would probably take Texas to cover.
It's 12.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that game being like, I think that game could get out of hand. I think that game could be like a 35-10, 35-17, somewhere around there. I think we'll hit the 30s.
So I would bang the over 42.5, and I'd honestly take Texas to cover. Again, they play 6 o'clock on ESPN in Lexington, Kentucky. Texas versus Kentucky. All right, moving on. We're gonna move on now to the Big Ten side. Michigan falling to USC 31-13. It was a very hard game to watch for us Michigan fans. Bryce, he threw 15 of 24, 207 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He played okay. There was some decisions he made where it was like, okay, I would like to see a better decision there. But again, he's 18 years old. I'm not going to expect the world from him. Jaden Davis, he threw 2 passes, 0-2. He threw a pick. It was a mess. Jordan Marshall was actually the leading rusher this week, ahead of Justice Haynes. He had 14 carries, 68 yards, 4.9 a carry. Justice, he only carried the ball 10 times. This is the first game he was under 100 yards. He was bottled for 51 yards, but he had 5.1 a carry. Bryce had 5 carries, -4 yards. It was tough. But we do have a bright spot. Andrew Marsh and Donovan McCulley have appeared to be our number 1 and number 2 receiver by far. Andrew Marsh had 8 catches for 138 yards, 17.2 a carry. He had a touchdown. Excuse me. And Donovan McCulley, he only had 3 catches for 38 yards, but he also had a touchdown. Those are our 2 clear-cut wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. Andrew Marsh has started to blossom, and we love to see it. USC, we couldn't stop the run from a walk-on from King Miller. King Miller had 18 carries for 158 yards, 8.8 yards a carry. We couldn't stop the run. We got bullied on both sides of the ball on our line again. It was very questionable. It was a hard game to watch. Since Sharon Moore has started coaching Michigan, he's coached 17 games since being the Michigan head coach. For comparison, to Rich Rodriguez, Brady Hoke, and Jim Harbaugh through 17 games. Jim Harbaugh was 14-3. Brady Hoke was 13-4. Rich Rodriguez was 7-10. Sharon Moore is 10-7 in his first 17 games. And I'm already seeing on Michigan Twitter people calling for his job. Saying his buyout's only $4 million, we can get rid of him easily. I think we need to stick with Sharon. I just think we can't fall back into an era of being mediocre and being okay with it. Sharon has been recruiting his ass off. I will say that. I believe we have a top 10 recruiting class right now. We had the number 1 running back commit to us. He got Bryce here. So I feel like Sharon can be the guy, but like, everybody's expecting too much too fast. It took a while for Jim to break through. Couldn't beat Ohio State. Couldn't get to the playoffs. We always were just cool with being right outside of that, winning 8, 9, 10, 11 games and being okay with that. I hope we just don't fall back into that. We fall to 4-2. That was a game where I was very scared. I had that game circled, saying that could be win-loss. Like, we could lose that game easily. In LA, the Trojans put up 31 points on our defense. Our defense did not look the best. Jaden Mayava, I can never say his name. He was 25 of 32. He threw for 265 yards, 2 touchdowns, interceptions. We forced turnovers. It just wasn't enough. Mekhi Lemon, he diced us up. He had 9 catches for 93 yards. It's just we could not stop the run. We could not stop the run at all. They had what?
You guys are currently behind Miami by 0.19 composite points on 24/7 for the 10th spot. They have you at 11.
So we're right outside the top 10. Right outside.
Yeah, 0.19.
And there's still a lot of time.
That's crazy.
To move. And
they also have 3 more 3-stars than you at the time right now.
How many 5-stars do they have?
Miami has 1. You guys have 1.
Well, she's the running back. Excuse me. But yeah, like
you guys
we're right
have
outside the top 10. I feel like that's
real close.
That's not bad for Sharon to recruit like that. But this upcoming week, moving on from the USC game, it hurt, but it is what it is. We fall out of the top 25, which figures. It is what it is. Moving on from this year. We move on to Washington. Another tough game for us, I feel like. We play them at home. We're favorited by 6.5. The total is 50.5. I don't know what to expect from this game. Washington's 5-1, 2-1 in the Big Ten. We're 4-2, 2-1 in the Big Ten. This is a big game for us, Big Ten wise. We can't drop this. Even though we do have a very, very small chance of making the playoffs after this, we'd have to win out. And if we beat Ohio State, you don't think we could? You don't think we can make the playoffs? You don't think so? If we beat Ohio State, win out, beat Ohio State.
Rich.
What?
You guys will not beat out a 2-loss SEC school this year.
You don't think so?
Spot. Hell no. What
quality
win would you have outside of Ohio State when we've got LSU,
Nebraska,
who might drop another one?
Nebraska's top 25 team right now.
You think Nebraska's going to stay in the top 25?
Maybe.
Thank you. I don't think you guys win the Washington game.
It's going to be close.
Boy, listen. Damon Williams Jr. is a hooper.
He's good. He is good.
That boy is he's got the 5th best QBR in the country right now.
That's all right,
he's
brother.
He's a true sophomore. I think he is balling.
Listen.
Washington's a really good team. I can't believe they're not in the top 25.
Listen, we'll see about the game. At this point, I'm just watching, taking it week by week. I have no aspirations. I didn't expect much coming out of this year. I just wanted to see Bryce grow as a quarterback and get through this year.
Listen, if Justice Hayes doesn't go off, you guys are losing this game. He is the backbone. As much as we talk about Bryce, Justice is the backbone of that. If he doesn't get rolling, you guys can lose a lot of games.
I agree. That's the engine that keeps us going.
Yeah, Justice is huge for you guys this year.
That's the engine that keeps us going. I will give you that for sure. Yeah, but looking ahead, we're favored by 6.5. Total's 50.5. I'm honestly going to go with the under in that game.
I would definitely take the
under. And then I'm also going to take Washington plus 6.5, if I'm being honest.
I don't think Washington's they're a sneaky team, dude. That team's good.
And Damon Williams, he can run, he can throw the ball. He kind of reminds me of like a John Mateer again, and John Mateer diced us. So that's a scary matchup to me. Now moving on, to this upcoming weekend, week 8. I'll look at the top 25 matchups. That's what everybody cares about. A good game to start on Friday at 6:00 on a Friday is a pretty good game. Louisville is going to Miami, the number 2 team in the country. Louisville's 4-1 currently with Miller Moss. Miami is favored by 13.5. Total is 51.5. What is your
Yeah, they
prediction?
got to be. I think this could be a trap game. Louisville's only loss is to Virginia, who is a top 25 team, and they only lost by 3 on the road. So, I mean,
But
obviously,
Miami is a different fucking animal.
See, that's why I'm saying it's probably, in all reality, Miami should win by probably 17.
Yeah. So you got them covering?
Yeah, but I mean, you never know. Like this is still a pretty decent Louisville team, but I mean, if they make it tight, I don't think they'll win. Don't get me wrong. They lose this game. But if this is a lot closer than it's supposed to be, I wouldn't be surprised.
I agree. I have Miami.
I
have Miami covering this game. I've watched Louisville.
It should be. They should cover, but I don't know if they will. This is a game where.
Have you watched Louisville?
Have you listen? Have we seen how many times have we seen Miami look like the Miami old and dominate just to piss down their leg?
I don't know.
This is one of those games they would do it.
I feel like this Miami team is different. This Miami team is different, dog. They are good.
I thought Cam Ward and Miami were possibly going to make a natty, and then they didn't make the playoffs.
Team in the country. I think they're the number one team in the country.
Indiana's the number one team in the country if we're going off resume.
What? Miami's resume is better than Indiana's. Are we serious? Are you serious? Beating number 6 Notre Dame. They beat number 18 South Florida. They beat at number 18 Florida State. They beat Florida 26-7. Like what? What does Notre Dame have?
Florida isn't good. So take that Florida win off there.
They just beat you. And
they're still not a good team.
Matchup. They beat number 18.
They're still not a good team. They're still not a good team. They're not a top 25 team.
They have 3 ranked wins.
And
Indiana has a win at Oregon. What else do they have?
U of I was number 9, and they blew the doors off of them.
Oh my God, U of I? Are we really? U of I was.
It was a top. It was a top 10 match. Hey, I don't care. It was a top 10 matchup, and they put 63 on them.
And
Rich,
Miami,
that has to count for something.
The number 6 team in the country at the time.
They beat number 9 by 1,000,000 points.
Oh,
and
you're
then they
telling me Miami wouldn't do that to Illinois?
But then they beat the Heisman favorite at the time, Dante Moore's Oregon, on the road by 10.
That's a great win.
Indiana's more impressive than Miami's win resume wise. I'm not saying they're a better team. Resume wise, Illinois, yes. Indiana, yes, absolutely. They have 2 top 10 wins at the time. That's 2 top 10 wins. 2 top 10 wins, and one of them was by 7,000 points. 7,000 points, Rich.
We can agree.
If we're making an argument who should be ranked higher, Indiana should absolutely be ranked higher.
It should be Miami, Indiana, Ohio.
No.
Yes.
It's Ohio State.
Me?
It's Ohio State, Indiana, Miami.
What?
There's no world where Ohio State isn't the number 1 team in the country.
I get that.
What are we talking about?
Anything wrong to prove that they're not. I'm just saying I feel
so
like
until then, when you're the back-to-back champs.
Miami looks better than I feel like they beat Ohio State. Even though a model said that Ohio State would be favored by 4.5. Against Miami on a neutral field. Do you agree with that?
Hey, listen, dog. Ohio State might go back-to-back.
I could see that. I don't want to admit that.
As much as I don't like it. Listen, we got to be for real. Miami's the new flashy thing right now, but Ohio State is still Ohio State. They can hold anyone in the country to 10 points.
I don't know. I feel like
they have a better defense than Miami by a mile.
Where are you going?
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just out of the frame because I have sweatpants on. I'm getting hot as fuck. He got shorts on. I didn't want to do that on cam. But brother,
Okay,
like Ohio State's defense is better than Miami's offense, and Ohio State's offense is better than Miami's defense. I'm sorry. Carnell Tate, and Jeremiah Smith will piss on that secondary.
That's
I'm
fine.
sorry.
We're gonna move on.
Ohio State is the most talented team in the country, dog.
We're gonna move on and go continue with the slate. The second game on Friday, 7:00, is Nebraska at Minnesota. Nebraska favored by 8.5. Total.
They're gonna win by fucking 20.
I can see that. Then we got
Like-
Saturday, Vanderbilt at home against LSU, number 10 versus number 17. Vanderbilt. Is favored by 2.5. Total 48.5. I have
Wait. What?
What?
Vandy is the favorite. Why?
They're favored by 2.5. I got LSU winning
Why?
that game. I don't know. I got LSU winning that game.
I mean, I know Nussmeier hasn't been great, but it's LSU.
Another SEC game.
They only lost to Ole Miss by 5.
I don't know.
The number 4 team in the country. Like, LSU's offense is not impressive. Don't get me wrong. The offense is awful. So much worse than it. It's so much worse than it should be because they have studs all over.
Yeah, it's LSU
on offense. It's crazy, but like we think Pavia's gonna stop the Tigers. You think he's gonna run all over the Tigers defense?
I don't know. I got LSU winning that game.
I mean, I'm looking at this. They allowed 10 points to Clemson, who's obviously overrated. They allowed 7 points to Louisiana Tech. They allowed 10 points to Florida. 10 points to Southeast Louisiana, which obviously I get it. They allowed 10 points to South Carolina. So they have only allowed more than 10 points one time, and it was a 5-point loss at Ole Miss. There's no way Pavia is putting up enough points to just contrast the pure speed and athleticism that LSU possesses on offense.
Yeah, I saw that.
There's just no way.
I feel like the line will change. The line will change.
I know they give the home team 3.5 typically for Vegas. But even if you take that away, you think LSU's only 1 point better than Vandy?
Yeah.
There's just no way.
And then
I don't see that.
Another SEC game we have. Oklahoma's going to Columbia, South Carolina. They're playing the 3-3 South Carolina Gamecocks. OU's favored by 5.5 in that game. Now trap game. Big Ten, Ohio State is going to Camp Randall in Wisconsin. They are favored by 25.5. That I can see them covering that.
I think they cover.
Michigan State goes to Bloomington, Indiana. They're playing IU. IU is favored by 27.5. Michigan State coming off a loss to UCLA. They got routed. I think it was like 30-something to 16.
Yeah, I think so. There's something around there. Boy, speaking of Big Ten and UCLA, boy, they got an interim and a new play caller. They looking kind of different. They looking a little dangerous.
It's weird. It's weird. They started.
They look like they could beat you on
a Saturday. At first, it looked like they weren't going to win a single game.
And now they got a new interim who's got the guys behind him. Nico's back after his 1 week absence, whatever that was about. A new play caller, and they look like they could threaten very good teams. I'm like, who is this
It
team?
is kind of crazy.
Who it's a complete 180 from what we saw to start the year when I literally told you UCLA is the worst football team I've seen all year.
I remember you saying that seeing Nico play.
Like they were the worst P4 team I had seen all year. And now it's just a 180 where it's like if you take away the record and just watch them play, you're like, that's a good team. Maybe not a great team, but you're like, that's a good team. Like that's crazy.
The shout out to UCLA for the turnaround. Texas A&M, they
Man.
go to Arkansas. They're favored by 7.5. Ole
I need
Miss,
Taylor
big game,
Green to
big
figure it
game.
out.
Big game. Ole Miss going to Athens, Georgia. Georgia is favored by 7.5 in that game. I'd honestly take an alternate line and go Georgia to cover 7. Honestly, I think they beat the brakes off Ole Miss. I think so. I don't know. That's just me. I could be completely wrong. Texas Tech, they go to Arizona State. TTU is favored by 9.5. What else we got? Oregon going to Rutgers. Oregon 17.5 line. Texas going to Kentucky, as we talked about earlier. They're favored by 12.5. Tennessee at Bama. Tennessee at Bama. Really good game. Alabama's favored by 7.5 there. USC going to Notre Dame, another big game there. Notre Dame is favored by 9.5. Who else do we have? Missouri going to Auburn. Mizzou is favored by 1.5. That would be a pretty good game. What else?
Can we talk about something real quick?
What?
So you just said Notre Dame's favored by minus 9.5.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the same Notre Dame?
We're talking about the same Notre Dame.
Who can't be a ranked team?
We're talking about the same Notre Dame.
And you're giving them minus 9.5? Like, let's be respectful here to USC. They only have one loss.
They do.
They have a really good quarterback. They lost. U of I almost pissed down their leg. USC was almost 6-0.
Yeah, USC should have beat them.
But we think Notre Dame is 9.5 points better than USC right now. What has Notre Dame shown other
Nothing.
than beating
NC State,
Purdue,
Boise State,
Arkansas, Boise State? Like, what have they done to be 9.5 point favorites against a team that they're only ranked 7 spots ahead of?
Yeah,
it's a miracle they're at 13.
I don't know how. This will be a big game for them, resume-wise. They lost their 2 biggest games of the year.
Boy, they lose this one, they're not getting back in the top 25 this year.
After this, they go to Boston College. They play Navy at Pitt, Syracuse at Stanford. That's not. If they lose this game, they're done. They're done for sure. They needed They needed the Miami game or the Texas A&M game, and they didn't get either.
I mean, with the way the AP poll has them, they didn't need any of those games because
they just can't lose. They just can't lose. They have to win out.
If they beat USC, they're going to win out because they can beat everyone they're supposed to beat.
The only team that I can see them even like sniffing them, even scratching them, is maybe at Pitt, and that is a big stretch.
That's it. Yeah, and only Pittsburgh is who I look at where I like. Oh, okay, they might be able to get them.
They might give them a fight. That's it. Navy's not. Boston College definitely is not. Syracuse for sure is not, and Stanford is ass. So, like, what?
Like, how is Notre Dame still 13?
Because they beat unranked Boise, unranked Arkansas, unranked Purdue, and unranked NC State.
That's crazy.
And Purdue put up 30 points against them.
They shouldn't even. Hey, I know Texas got a bad Florida loss, but even then, they shouldn't be. If we're going off of this, we at least have a top 6 win. How are they above us? If this is how we're going to grade on a curve, they don't have a single quality win.
No.
We've lost to Florida, not a great loss, but then our only other loss is a 7-point loss to Ohio State. Notre Dame hasn't won a single game against a quality opponent. And we just put B2A on a number 5 or 6 in the country.
So we
How
just
was Notre Dame 13?
And like while we're speaking of ranking, let's just go over the AP really quick. Ohio State is at number 1 with 50 first place votes. Miami's at 2 with 13. Indiana's at number 3 with 3 first place votes. Texas A&M comes in at number 4. They moved up a spot. Ole Miss went down to number 5. Alabama's up 2. They're up 6. They're at 6. Texas Tech 7. Oregon drops down 5 after their loss to Indiana. They are number 8 in the country. Georgia is number 9 in the country. LSU 10. Tennessee 11. Georgia Tech 12, Notre Dame 13, Oklahoma 14, BYU 15, Missouri 16, Vandy 17. Virginia is at number 18, South Florida 19. USC comes back in at number 20. Texas comes back in at number 21. Memphis is at 22. Utah comes in at number 23. Cincinnati's a new one. They're at number 24. And Nebraska tops it off. They join at number 25. So that's the top 25 right there. Like Izz was saying, Texas is ranked 21st. And Notre Dame is ranked 13th with 2 losses to ranked opponents. And Texas has 2 losses. Yes, one to Florida, but one to the number 1 team in the country.
Like, I understand it's when you lose, but if there's a 2-loss team who would be in the top 15, it's not Notre Dame.
You think it's Texas? Because you do have a top 6 win. Top 6.
I don't think either of us at the moment have a good enough resume to be in the top 15. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's just not neither of us should be top. Like, at this very moment, bias aside, there's no reason for Notre Dame to be 13.
No. And in the coaches poll,
what?
They don't even have you guys ranked in the coaches poll. If I'm looking at this right, yeah. No, excuse me. They have you at 17. They have you at 17. Still behind Notre Dame
at 15.
Yeah,
but like we're closer. It's
Yeah.
still closer. But there's absolutely no way. I just don't think they deserve. I think Texas is fine. I would have liked to be maybe at 20 or 19 just because we did get a huge win. But like, I'm fine
they
with Texas being
can't.
21.
They can't
We're
really
4-2.
I would say they can't. You can't
They can't really put us anywhere else.
Yeah, you can't be ahead of
If we didn't
of Virginia,
if we
South Florida, Vandy, Mizzou.
Yeah, like what are you gonna do there? But like Notre Dame is at 13
as a 2-loss team. The only 2-loss team until you get to you guys at 21.
That's Notre Dame's so way too high.
And they moved up 3 spots.
Way too high. Yeah,
that's crazy.
They moved past Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
I don't agree with that one. I don't think Notre Dame should be that high. I should like BYU 6-0. Maybe they haven't beat anybody, but still, they're still.
I mean, let's talk about Georgia Tech because we all know that that's not lasting.
You know who do they play? They're 6-0. Who do they play next?
They have Duke at Duke, first home at Syracuse, at NC State, at Boston College. They could win all 4 of those games, but then they have to play on the road. No, they play at home first Pitt and play at home first Georgia. Georgia's going to mollywop them.
Georgia is,
and then they're going to have to play the ACC title game against Miami. So, like, we know that Georgia Tech they're never going to, even if they win their next 4, they're not probably going to jump high enough to be secure to be able to drop a Georgia game and then the ACC championship game and make a playoff bid.
No, I agree with you there.
Like, it's just not going to happen. The back end of that schedule, you're going to go from playing Georgia, and then your very next game is playing Miami. And everyone knows when you lose is what matters. So, like, if a team's rolling who had early losses and you go back-to-back, there's no chance you make the playoffs.
No, I agree with you there. Well, that rounds out the AP Top 25. Izzy, after everything, we're 54 minutes in. Is there anything else, any other thoughts you got lingering before we go ahead and close up?
It is 8:49 in the morning, and OU still sucks.
This guy.
It is 9:49 in the morning, and OU still sucks. It doesn't matter what time it is in the morning. In the daytime. West Coast, East Coast, Mountain Time. You could be in the Bermuda Triangle. OU still sucks. Give me that golden hat, baby.
Wise words from Izzy. I don't have much to say, but we're just going to move on. And just see what the rest of the season holds for my Michigan Wolverines. Again, I'm satisfied for the next however many years, 2023 national champions. A lot of people can't say that. But at the end is go blue. And as Izz would always say,
Hook 'em.
thank you guys.
I had
Another
to load
episode of
it
the Big
up.
Ten SEC will be back after this week's college football slate. Thank you.